2020 continues. Here's John Stossel.
For the 7th year in a row, Emily and Jacob top the list of the most popular baby names. Runners-up include Michael, Matthew, and Daniel for boys, Emma, Abigail, and Isabella for girls. But you won't find on the list are the kind of names that make you wonder, what were these parents thinking? It's the hot new thing in Hollywood. Give your kid a unique name. Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris Martin named their firstborn Apple. Jason Lee decided his son should be called Pilot Inspector, spelled with a K. Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes named their daughter Suri. In black communities, unusual names are also popular.
Sarita and Shakira.
30% of black baby girls in a given year in California have a name that no one else has.
Harvard economist Roland Fryer has taken a special interest in uniquely black names.
White names tend to be things like Molly. We have 16 million names in California. We only have 6 black Mollies. Some of the blacker names tend to be things like Aida. Reginald is a very black name.
This matters because resume studies find those with black-sounding names are less likely to get callbacks. This group of young professionals were skeptical that a uniquely black name on their resume would make a difference. But 2020 put 22 pairs of names to the test, theirs included.
These are 2 identical resumes. The only difference is the name on the paper.
So you would think they would get the same attention, but the white resumes were downloaded 17% more often.
You really never know why you don't get called back for that interview. I thought because of my job skills, but I never thought it was because of my name.
There's a chance that it was. Professor Jack Daniel did research showing that black and white children prefer white-sounding names.
Who's the smartest, Sarah or Shaniqua?
Sarah?
Who would you like to play with, Tanisha or Megan?
Megan?
Who took the bite out of your sandwich? Do you think was Adam or Jamal?
Jamal.
This may not just be about race. It may be about what some names signal.
A distinctively black name tells us that a person typically comes from a neighborhood that has higher poverty, lower income, more likely to have teen mothers, etc.
By contrast to the authors of the bestseller Freakonomics, some names signal a wealthy background.
Parents like to give their kids names that they think sound successful, which means taking them from families that are kind of high education, high income families. You know, Phoebe, Maya are girls' names, Liam and Cooper are boys' names that right now are kind of among the higher end. They'll probably become more and more popular as we go.
There's also some new research that suggests your name can affect the occupation you choose. It's not a coincidence that Nathan Leeper became a high jumper.
It's probably not a coincidence that of all the opportunities he had as a great athlete, that's the one that he stuck with.
Psychologist Brent Pelham has spent years studying how names could affect your life, even what profession you enter. An unusual number of people named Dennis become dentists. And people named George are more likely to become geologists. Names even matter when people pick who they marry.
Yes, my work has shown very clearly that people are disproportionately likely to marry other people, to want to befriend other people, if their names resemble the name of the person making the decision.
He says it's no coincidence that Tom Cruise dated Penelope Cruz, or that Paris Hilton was once engaged to a guy named Paris.
You should be more attracted to another person whose first name begins with the letter J, and you should be particularly more attracted to a person whose last name begins with the letter S, especially the letters ST.
It's so dumb.
At one level, it seems like the wrong reason to make a decision. At another level, people like their names. And the biggest symbol of who you are, in fact, is your name. And if you feel good about yourself and your name, you will feel good about anything that even vaguely resembles your name.
It's why, he says, women named Georgia are much more likely to move to the state of Georgia, and Virginians to the state of Virginia.
It seems dumb. It seems like a crazy reason. But at another level, why not choose Georgia? Because she is constantly surrounded by reminders of something that she loves, namely herself.
But even if you love your name, others may not. And if you have an odd name, that can limit your options.
You know, my cousin Dinky, not going to become a CEO of a major corporation.
So don't be clever when naming your kid.
Advice to parents, it might seem cool to give your kid a really unique name, but there are many, many more disadvantages to doing that than advantages. Yeah.
Which is why, he says, he chose his son's name carefully. You named your own son Lincoln.
His name is unique, but everyone knows how to spell it. No one's confused by it, and they associate that name with compassion and care, which is exactly what I wanted.
When 2020 reached.
Okay, now folks, I'm the boss.